Hi everyone, Eddie Edwards here. I just wanted to say a personal thank you to each and every one of you who have either listened to, streamed, downloaded and bought my music to date. Now, a little bit of information. I only began my resurgence into making trance music around about a year ago. Prior to then, a lot of people are aware of my Rescue Foundation work in relation to animal welfare. And prior to that, I've always been a musician, but in my early years, that involved guitar, mainly rock guitar. And so that was my early career in the days where you had to go into a studio, actually play the instruments and have a professional engineer mix and master the tracks ready for demo release. Now those days are long gone, and since my father died a few years ago, my animal rescue work, which encompasses everything from rescuing dogs from the evil dog meat trade in Asia to more recently working to help assist rescuers in saving stray dogs in Europe, primarily in Romania and Bulgaria. That's been my life's passion, helping animals. And my rescue foundation, which is called Norton Animal Rescue, that's Norton. You can look it up on YouTube and see some of the work that we do. I'm still actively involved in it, but a good few years back I was actually living in Romania rescuing stray dogs off the streets. But all that stopped the day my father died a few years back. And so basically I had to return to the UK. My life was turned upside down because obviously my mum became the most important thing and to be close to her. And so I relocated back to my roots, back to the northeast of England. And so since then, I now finally feel settled, and it's only a year ago that my music started to re-emerge. And yes, I've always been a rock musician, but I've always had a passion for trance music since the early 90s, inspired by my heroes such as Lange and many others. Trance music, it's more than it's a passion, but it's a love. It's a literal love of the music, and I'm sure everyone that are trance music lovers, they understand why, just as I understand why. So since last year, I finally decided to set up a home recording studio, and as you can see behind me, I've now amassed quite a few instruments, but it has been, and I'm still on, a vast learning curve, having only set this all up a year ago. Having to learn about DAWs, VSTs, MIDI interfaces, everything else to do with making music in a home studio was all alien to me. And I'm still learning a hell of a lot. And I think my music, although it's in its infancy, I've now had over 10 tracks released by record labels. I've got lots of tracks being released this month and next month. And so I've progressed quite quickly. But that's only because I'm a quick learner. But what I will say is my music, and I do everything from obviously the playing, the production, the mixing it in the DAW, everything to do with music production. I've literally learnt, it's all new to me, and I've learned from YouTube videos and watching trance masters such as the amazing Darren Porter, incidentally a fellow Geordie. He is an inspiration. His music, his trance music, he has a lot of YouTube tutorials, live tutorial videos, and it's just mesmerising to watch a master producer and a musician in action. And that is where I learn a lot of my music and how to implement things, how to create ideas and melodies, and basically how to mix and produce to a standard whereby a record label can release it. So, like I say, all this is very new to me. And even though I've only been producing music for around a year now, like I say, I've had multiple tracks released by record labels, and in 2025 I'm going to release a lot more. But with it being a learning curve, my music's always evolving. I love uplifting trance, and as you can probably tell from some of my tracks, vocal trance. Now I use various methods within my DAW to achieve this, but I can't afford a professional mastering engineer or professional to work on my music. I have to do everything at home here in my home studio. And so that's why I appreciate so much, and I mean this from the depths of my heart. You have no idea, you people out there, how much I appreciate it, because even up to 7-8 months ago, I would never have believed that any of my tracks would ever be released by any record labels who were interested in my music. And since my first track was released about 4 or 5 months ago, it's just been a progression where further recording labels are taking more interest in my music. And I wish to thank every one of those who have faith in my music. But more importantly, I more than anyone appreciate, and I'm just in awe that so many people are willing to listen to and actually buy my music. It literally is a dream come true. And I just want to say a massive, massive thank you to every one of you people. If I could personally meet you and hug you all, I would. You've got no idea how much I appreciate it. And that's from the heart. And currently I'm inspired by heroes such as Giuseppe Ottaviani, who is one of my ultimate heroes, because not only is he a DJ, but he also plays his instruments, especially his keyboards, just like I enjoy doing. And then you have the likes of Craig Connolly, who was a fantastic young DJ, and his uplifting trance is just on a level which I hope to one day achieve. He is an amazing DJ and also an amazing musician. A lot of people don't realise how much work goes into producing tracks, and these DJs that you see when they're playing their sets, a lot of them are very accomplished musicians. Now I myself play a multitude of instruments. My primary instrument is actually guitar. I'm a lead guitarist. But because I have a passion for trance music, and I've always been a pianist, I've always loved playing piano, that's just progressed and it's allowed me to produce trance music. And my humble little mini Nova synthesizer, I only bought, that was the start of my journey into making all of this. I bought that around about a year ago, and it literally transformed the world for me with all this various sounds it has. And then when I got a DAW, and then I learned how to use that, learned how to use VSTs, and then incorporated that into the DAW using MIDI. And like I say, it's all new to me. I'm still learning so much, and there's a load more I have to learn. But I feel now that my tracks are actually getting somewhere. And the only reason that they're getting somewhere is because you people are listening. And you have, I can't stress enough how much I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it so much. So thanks to everyone who checks out my music on SoundCloud. I have a lot of tracks on SoundCloud, some which are yet to be released on Spotify and other music stations. But rest assured, most of my music will be released in due course. So keep looking out for it. And also if you check out my YouTube channel, I have quite a few videos on there too. And so I just want to say a massive, massive thanks to all the record labels who have signed up my music to date, to all the DJs who I admire, the few that I've mentioned and the many out there who just give me that motivation to continue. At my ripe old age, I feel like a 25-year-old again, producing the music that I love. And this passion, I just love giving it to other people. That's what trance music is all about. In this mad, mad world that we currently live in, it's an escape from reality, and it just gives us all that sense of euphoria and togetherness. And so all I can say is a massive, massive thanks to you all. Thanks, people. Love you all.